Hey, Cactus crew, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Cactus Bill. Every Monday, I release an article from Without a Crystal Ball archives. Please do give this video a like, hit subscribe, share, comment below. Let me know if you have an article that you would like to suggest. I just want to stress that everything that I do say is my own opinion. And yeah, let's get into it. An article by Katie Joy, this time from February 26th, 2016. My journey back home. Every single person has a gift given to them by God, something that they can use while they are here to make the world a better place. I've never been on such a search as I am now. Why am I here? How can I improve the lives of others around me? How can I let go of my ego to be a better person? These are questions that I'm grappling with on a daily basis. I formed a large ego over the years, an ego I didn't even know existed, but it was an ego corporate America inflated quickly. They told me how great I was, and then when I was no longer useful, they took a needle to my ego and popped it all over me. Having my ego destroyed is by far the most humbling experience of my life. I'm reflecting, thinking, and analyzing what I want from this life. I'm digging into my soul, seeking answers, and asking very fundamental questions. The biggest question I'm asking is, ET quote fingers, how do I want to be remembered when I'm gone? Well, maybe should we ask Google? Who is Katie? Who is she? She's got a big long history that's all online. This is her resume. Find it with one Google search. In my youth, I had made a lot of plans about what I wanted my future to hold. I made these decisions based on what I saw and thought was important. After almost 40 years on this planet, I'm realizing my logic and reasoning was deeply flawed. My energy and time was spent on accumulating things, looking a certain way, achieving and competing, and never, ever feeling satisfied. I never felt full no matter what I had, what I achieved, or the accolades I received for my performance. Deep inside was an emptiness that felt like a sinking hole. I had to keep adding foundation to the hole to not lose my footing, but I never felt stable. Then one day I sat in my room. I was laying in my bed and I was sobbing. Nothing in my life felt right. There was nothing going right in any aspect. My career was falling apart. My marriage was suffering, and I was sleepwalking my way through motherhood. Every appearance I gave to the world was a put together woman that could handle anything. And inside of my heart, I was falling apart. I laid my head on my pillow, and the tears were making my pillow soaking wet. I was begging for anyone to hear me. Finally, I just said out loud, I need you, God. I can't do this on my own anymore. I'm doing everything wrong. I need to know you are here. Suddenly, I felt an embrace and a warm, deep hug. It's hard to even put into words because it took me by surprise. However, in that moment, I knew I was no longer alone. My tears stopped and I was able to catch my breath from the sobbing. I knew I needed to find God. I knew I needed to be part of His family, and I knew that His family was what would give me purpose. The next day, I started searching for churches in my region. I felt so bizarre looking for a church. My entire life, I had felt so conflicted about church, and I certainly didn't want to be part of a community that judged others' choices and put their ideology above everyone else. My fear was that it would change me into a hateful person that beat their Bible and told everyone what they were doing was so wrong. Every church that had ET quote finger sinner on their webpage, I quickly skipped over and didn't consider. I had spent 18 years in the Catholic Church feeling like a failure, and I wanted this experience to be one that was about positivity and light. After a couple of days of research, I stumbled upon a community church, and the webpage said, ET quote fingers, no perfect people allowed. I loved that idea. I started digging through the page, reading about the pastor, the youth leaders, and I noticed they had all their sermons available to be streamed. I clicked the link and I listened. After being separated for 18 years from the church, it was weird to hear the gospel. It was even stranger to feel connected to what the pastor was discussing.
Well, you only really gave up your religion for your husband, lock it in, Eddie. I'm willing to give up everything I am to lock it in so that my family won't judge me and my friends won't judge me. I won't be that loser from school that didn't get married. When I go back to my school reunion, I'll be able to take my husband. Oh, hang on. Oh, I didn't get invited. Not me. That was you, Katie. That was your reality with Katie. Over the course of 2 days, I found myself listening to more than 6 different sermons he had given. I knew I needed to go to the church and actually experience it. That Sunday, I asked a friend to go with me, and I was initially very nervous. We walked through the doors and everyone was so friendly. We got some coffee and we took a seat. The music started playing, and unexplainably, I started crying. Hot tears streamed down my face, and I suddenly became very embarrassed that others would see me. I was afraid that people would see me crying and point and laugh. However, everyone around me was so taken in by the music. They were singing and had their hands raised. I realized no one was actually looking at me. They were being with God in that moment. Suddenly, I realized I was home. I knew no one at this church, but I knew God had called me home. Within weeks, I found myself diving into the gospel, attending service regularly, and asking my atheist husband to join me. I was completely shocked when he agreed to attend. An amazing thing happened to him. Within weeks of his first service, he was asking me to go to service each week. Our son fell in love with the teachers in the Sunday school. We found friends we didn't know possible. By 4, my atheist husband told me he believed in Christ, and he said he wanted to get even more involved in church.
Jesse Bear, I would never say that I was actually a Christian.
We pretended to be Christians for about a year and 3 years.
No, I don't
know, a couple years. It was after your mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a really dark place. It was just like such a dark place. Your mom died, my uncle died, and our kid was sick.
We joined small groups, home churches, and started serving. I found myself disengaged in the things that mattered to me before. I was less concerned about income and more concerned about who I was being. My inner peace started to sing, and I realized that my journey in life had been one to get me to this point. My calling was not to be saleswoman in corporate America. My calling was to be a good person, doing good things in the community and advocating and writing for children like my son. The more I got involved in church, the less I wanted to be in the corporate world, and the more I wanted to be a mother. As I started writing more, I realized that my true way to mark the world was through my words. I could be a voice for myself and others. I could help others make sense of their feelings, and even if I never got paid, I would be making a difference in their lives. Amber Portwood, no, you can't even make sense of your own feelings. You don't have any feelings. So, how are you going to decipher other people's? You don't have an understanding of other people. Your whole life is fake. It's a mask. You wear a mask. You know this, don't you? I'm so grateful I prayed that day. I'm so grateful that I followed that feeling. That feeling was God bringing me home. I'm finally home and so grateful for the journey. In conclusion, Katie is such a very confused woman. She does not know who she is. She's never been held accountable for anything. So she's never learnt or grown from that, which is why she's still stuck in that teenage mentality of getting one up on someone. She's so immature. She's still searching for who she is, and she'll become whoever you want her to be to get what she wants. That's why she always pretends that she's friends with people until they've given her what she needs. She's a manipulator. Even through that whole article, it was as if she was trying to convince herself or to come across like someone who had finally found their home. I finally found it, guys, and this is it. But still, there was such a disconnect with the words. It's almost like a charade, like every single thing in her life. give this video a like. Please subscribe, comment below if you have a suggestion for an article. There are so many. If you've got one on your mind, let me know. Tag me in the comments below. I am open for suggestions. It makes it easier for me. Yeah, share this. See you next Monday with another article from the Without a Crystal Ball archives. But yeah, until then, take care, guys. Is it pasta?
Pastor. Pastor.
It's pasta. Pasta?
Pastor.
Yeah, pasta. Okay, we'll just check.
Pastor.
Fucking pasta. Thank God we came and checked. Imagine if I just thought that it was pasta.